For those who, again, might be joining us new, we play 2 4v4 TDM. Each one's worth 1 point, then best of 3 2v2, and then 2 best of 3 duels. And we'll be getting started in just a couple seconds. All right, players are ready. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. ConX 5 bringing the last matchup of the day, week 2. We've got Mesa Gaming versus DW DRUCKWELLE. Very interesting one here. This is going to be a benchmark to see how these two teams, where they are in their development. They're two teams that have a lot of promise, very up and coming, dangerous teams. I think by the end of the season, both of these teams are going to be competing for top 3. Just my own personal prediction. But like I say, kind of a measuring stick here to find out where they are in relation to each other in that race. Temple's definitely going to be a stronger map for DW. I know Mesa has been practicing. This is a newer map for them, so we'll see if they're up to the task. Early on, it's a lead for DW. We do have this shield belt spawning. Gonna give you a look at this. Anyone who's not familiar with this map, kind of an old school map. Lots of rooms, kind of disparate rooms separated by, or connected rather, by like hallways and such. Now, what I mean by that is there's independent sort of discrete areas that you can hold. So we've got about 15 seconds till this amp spawns. Let's head over that early. And you can see this amp room. There's a lot of entrances, but it's ultimately one contained room. And you're gonna see people, shock rifle spawning down here. You're going to see teams try to send 2 to 3 people here ahead of time. And then, like, hold the room, almost defend it. You saw Deity up top there early. Kind of surprised to see him get such a clean grab of it. All he's got is Enforcer and Q, so he's going to be facing down Wasty's Link Gun. Deity actually gets him with the teammate help, but he's only got Enforcer, so kind of an interesting amp run to open things with. Finally gets himself a flat cannon. Now he's looking for some targets. Gets 1 kill. And this is a fairly big and complex map. So as far as the maps we're going to see in this season, probably the easiest one to avoid the amp runner on. So, I mean, if you want to get down to it, you could say reasonably that amp might be less important on this map than some of the others as far as the amount of kills it typically nets you. So that may actually play into the way different teams kind of interpret this map. So one thing to keep in mind there. Of course, Deity here running around with jump boots. Jump boots going to be important as always as far as, you know, changing vertical position, getting yourself high ground. So right now, early moments, we'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. Yes, let me see. Yeah, significantly more damage for DW. 1 shield belt apiece. That entire amp one went to DW, although we saw not a lot of kills coming from it. We'll see the amp spawning right now. And again, nobody really in position to challenge it. So Mesa Gaming right now, not really getting in position for these amps. A couple of clean grabs. Oh, and there's Inceptos feeding him a flak ball, and that's going to earn him an amp. And that could be the strategy by Mesa, would be to react to that amp. So rather than sending resources, you know, i.e. people around to hold that room, let the other team grab it and maybe just try to keep away from them or maybe even take them out as they attack you. Oh, but that time going down to that link gun. Deity is going to have himself an amp. Only a few seconds left. It's so hard to track down spawners in this map. It's kind of a crapshoot. It's not like some of the more wide open maps where you get an amp, you get 1 kill, you can just pop someone right off the spawn. Last with the kill. So much like what we saw DW do, again, baiting someone in the corner, double teaming them. Even an Enforcer can be very deadly whenever you have someone else with another weapon. So we got 10 seconds till the belt spawns. We'll head over to that. DW all over the place. Rain above it with armor. Kusky trying to challenge it from below, but too many DWs. Oh, they kill him right on the stick, so Inceptos gets the kill just in time and steals the belt, so that could be a big grab right there. 13-point lead, so DW still jumping out to an early lead, but we'll see what Mesa can make happen. They definitely need to control those power-ups, obviously, but that's kind of the most confident that they've looked in actually challenging that belt. Is that the first belt they've gotten? It's actually the second one. Inceptos grabbed one already, but look at that, 8-0 on Vess. Deity ends up grabbing the amp. We'll go on board with him from across the map. The dual enforcers are actually really scary on this map when you have amp. Oh, missing that shot. Kusky got a little bit lucky there, and then Deity answers with the amped flak and in position for this belt. Inceptos again challenging that belt, but they're not really getting there early enough ahead of time. Given the structure of this map, you can kind of get to these power-ups 5 to 7 seconds early and control the area. Instead, Mesa feels like they're doing a little bit more of a reactionary push. You know, saying, oh, amp's up in 5 seconds, so, you know, belt's up in 3 seconds, and then trying to run over there after the fact. They're going to need to get a little bit further out front on this map. And this map's a little bit unique in that way. Most maps, you can react a little bit better. Here, you've really got to plan your positioning. There's a lot of early positioning. I saw a mid-air flat coming there. Deity has been putting in work with the flat cannon. Look at the scoreboard here, though. Deity and Scandalous in double digits first. Not a single 100 armor vest for Mesa so far. 10 gone to repeat. We'll go on board with him and see what it's looking like from his perspective. Obviously, we can tell what position he's playing. Oh, there it is. Knocks him off again. And the 100 armor in this map is kind of out of the way. You can see in the mini-map, it's sort of on that, I don't know, northern portion, if you will. We'll go on board with Deity as he's got another amp under him. Oh, goes down Inceptos. Inceptos has been challenging amp runners pretty effectively so far. 10 seconds left is actually a good amount of time to try to eat into this lead. It's up to 17 points. Oh, but there's a huge flat primary. Erases repeat. Looking for the double kill. Can't get it, but takes the amp back. Gets a kill. Down to a 16 frag lead. Maybe even an opportunity to finally grab 100 armor. Knocking repeat off of that. So they've disrupted DW a little bit. Mesa making a play to try to establish some control in this map. Double kills coming out there, and the entire blue team went down. Cusky's got 130 HP. He's the one who's maybe in the best shape to try to hold his spot. There's a big flat primary, and right now DW is reeling, and it's going to be up to Mesa now to try to churn out some kills. We've looked at this before in previous matches. Taking control of a map is one thing, but converting it into kills is another. It's down to an 11 frag lead. I think that was a shield belt grab going to Wasty, so Mesa doing a much better job suddenly of controlling these power-ups, and it's turned into an ability for them to come back. Kusky on a killing spree. Flak from around the corner. This is one of the more flak-heavy maps. So players that are good with flat cannon, you're definitely going to see be comfortable here. You've seen that from Kusky. Amp is up. They knock them off of it, but now who's going to get a chance to grab it? He goes down. Amp's still up. Players all around it. This is probably the most contested amp spawn that we've seen, with players dropping left and right from both teams. Kusky might actually get it back off the spawn. He does. Has rockets in his hand. We'll see what he can do. Down to a 7 frag lead. Back up to 8. So with the last couple of minutes there, Mesa was able to cut that lead basically in half. And now things are messy again. We'll see who reestablishes control next. Belt up now. Rain baits Kusky up there and then grabs that belt for himself. He's going to be super stacked with the ability to do some damage. Actually combos his teammates there. There's the kill on Kusky. Eats a flak ball. But what do we got coming up next? Looks like about 15 seconds to that 100 armor. So still a little bit of time. We'll take a quick peek at the scoreboard. And you can see still 14-2. So that's very one-sided. Amp and Belt are getting a lot more even, though. That said, look at Rain going on a tear right now. And back to a double-digit lead, back up to 11. These teams just basically trading runs here. We're past the halfway point of this one, so if you're DW, you're kind of happy to keep going back and forth. You really can hold on to a 14-15 frag lead fairly comfortably in a map of this size. And look at that, another uncontested belt grab. I think that's something Mesa is struggling with on this map, is getting to these power-ups ahead of time. And it's just a comfort level thing. Again, this is a map that hasn't been played as consistently in North America early on, before UTPL really. The teams are still kind of learning it. It's not a map that was played in a prior game, so, you know, a lot of these Mesa players are from 2K4. Not going to be familiar with this map intrinsically. Husky with the amp. Looking to cut into that lead, but DW pushing it back up to 16. We'll go on board. Who's been having... We haven't really shown Scandalous. Scandalous has been leading his team in kills. We'll see what he's up to. He hasn't been holding any particular power-up. In fact, only one amp grab, no belts for him. So he maybe is just playing this sort of roaming sweeper role, which isn't necessarily surprising. Sometimes when you see players that have the most kills on a team but not the most damage, just because that's what they're doing. They're finishing people off. They're running around with Stinger and Link Gun, getting those kills versus holding like a power-up. And now almost back up to a 20-point lead. In fact, 18. I think this is the biggest lead of the game for DW. You can see how they answered right back. Mesa took control, brought it back within, I think, 6 or 7 frags. And DW kept their composure and fought right back into it. Scandalous now. Big health stack, able to grab that amp with a sniper rifle and a chance to really do some damage here. We talked about flak in this map. I think it's another link-heavy map as well, just because of how close quarters. It's really difficult to escape link gun. To see a lot of linked amp runs, or excuse me, amped link runs on this map, because unless you can run this map backwards, unless you're comfortable enough on it to escape running without seeing where you're going, again, link coming into play, there's just nowhere to go. Oh, the goo coming up. Kuzki finally ends the spree. No pickups coming soon. We'll take another quick look at the scoreboard to see what we're looking at. Not actually a huge damage disparity, but 2k damage is not insignificant either. Of course, you do have the ping disadvantage. That's just kind of the nature of what we're seeing. So kind of interesting to see Temple. So if I'm understanding the rules correctly, oh, Repeat going dominating meanwhile. And that's something that we see often. We see players that play the 100 armor vest in the map. They scoop it up all game long. They constantly have armor. And you can see he's taken 17 of those vests. Often those players will have highly efficient games, going long killing sprees. They basically got double the health of anyone else in the map. So Repeat having a big game there. Rain with an amp run here, trying to put this one away. It's up to a 26 frag lead. But as I was saying, so kind of interesting here. If we're playing on the European hub, my understanding is that this would have been Mesa's map pick. I'm wondering if it was a counter pick. In other words, if they said to themselves, if we're gonna have to play Temple against them, we'd rather play that with high ping and then play a map that we have a better shot on when we've got the low ping advantage. Not sure if that's the case, just thinking out loud there, because I don't actually know what Mesa's favorite and least favorite maps are. I just presume as North American team that they would be less familiar with this map than a lot of the European ones. There we go, less than 2 minutes to go. You can see the scoreboard. DW running away with this one in the end. We do have another belt spawn, or excuse me, another 100 armor spawn. I bet we're going to see Repeat over by it. He has taken more of these than the rest of the game combined. Very, very dedicated position here by DW. Kind of interesting to see. Not every team plays every map that way. We will have one more amp run to close us out. We'll see if anything interesting happens there. This one pretty much determined at this point, though. DW gonna take map 1. Oh, and Septos with the double kill with the amp as soon as he landed. Nice timing there to land on the amp, then shoot the combo. Gets 2 kills off of it. Someone should go back and that might make a nice frag video highlight. Unfortunately, going to be a little too late, or a little too late, as DW has definitely locked this one up. With 20 seconds left, I'll give you a quick peek at the stats before we close it out. I think we will be changing hubs after this one to the North American hub. And very curious what map we're going to play there. There you go. Scandalous with a big game. Repeat, of course, again, highly efficient, holding that 100 armor. So map 1 going to DW. We'll see what Mesa can bring us on their home turf for map 2 coming up next. All right, I presume they'll be on the US East hub, so we'll just pop over there and wait for that server to pop up and join them there. So again, I am curious if... So that map had to have been Mesa's map pick, right? I can't imagine they actually think they have an advantage over DW on that map. I mean, they might. They may have been practicing it, and I don't have any crazy inside information there. Maybe that's been one that they've really been feeling. Maybe they have been practicing and doing well on it. Typically, historically, that's been more of a European-oriented map, just because it's been played in that community more. Makes me very curious what map 2 is going to be, because map 2 would be DW's pick, although the ping advantage will be to Mesa. All right, well, we're waiting for this hub change to finish up. Again, for those of you who might be new, UTProLeague.com will have all of your information. You know, it'll look something like this. It's a website. It's on the internet. It tells you about stuff going on. There's matches coming up. We do have our rankings. Of course, there's all sorts of things like predictions and recaps and all of that good stuff going on there as well. And I believe we have the entire season schedule up now, which is nice. So you can go ahead and mark that on your calendar. Key games. You want to see if you're going to miss any, of course, all of the VODs will be available on the Raise Your Edge Gaming Twitch page here. So if you missed something, you can come back and revisit it later. Switch back over to our rankings. Again, Mesa and DRUCKWELLE only one game in, you know, only 1 week in, but 4th and 5th, right? Both pulling in 4 and 3 points respectively. And that's kind of what we would probably expect to see based on what these teams have been in the past. Upper to mid-level teams that have some real potential to push higher than that. I think either of these teams, like I said before, could be challenging for top 3 spots by the end of the playoffs. It'll be really interesting to see not only how the rest of this match goes, but how the rest of this season goes, tracking teams like this and how they improve. Okay, it looks like they moved to the New York City hub, so we'll jump over there. All right, we are on Sid Castle, another big map. New to this game. Players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 2. last 4v4 match of the season 3 week 2, rather. We saw DW taking map 1 on their home server. This is going to be Mesa's home turf, seeing if they can answer back in another big map. So not necessarily a surprise, but I'm very curious how this one plays out. It's going to be another map that the Mesa guys are maybe a little, you know, coming largely from the 2K4 squad, a little bit less familiar with than something like, you know, a rank-in or something like that, a deck that everybody knows. This is going to be one that teams have to specifically practice, you know, through this game. So really curious to see the relative comfort level here. Mesa certainly jumping out to a lead early. Exact opposite of what we saw on Temple rather. Rain with that first belt grab though. So this is another one of those maps. All of the pickups are in areas pretty far away from each other. You can see them spread out in that overhead map in the top right. Got 100 armor vests on that, let's just call it the west side, amp in the south, belt in the northeast. You basically have to get there a few seconds ahead of time for all of these. Oh, and the posthumous flak ball there by Inceptos, returning fire. Here's this amp. It's in an interesting spot on top of that box. It's very exposed, so people who grab it have to be careful, have to have cover to actually make use of it. Scandalous dropping down, taking out Wasted with the falling sniper shot. After all of that, DW is actually going to have about 15 seconds of amp time to try to make something happen. No armor for him, and Scandalous kind of running alone. He's got to be careful. Not unlike Temple, though. This is a map where you can avoid an amp run. So it's one where, you know, getting an amp doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get 5-6 kills immediately on opponents like on some maps. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Not only who grabs the amps, but who can make effective use. So the first couple minutes are down. Take a quick look at how things are shaking out. Both belts going to DW. Amp time in DW's favor as well. So DW continuing to dominate as far as the pickups go, but 8 frag lead back to 7 for M. Mesa here, I think, is just out fragging them. That said, see Scandalous on a killing spree. And 100 armor vest control was incredibly one-sided in map 1. We'll see if that continues and what that means for the score in map 2. Sniper shots coming out. We do have Belt and Amp at the same time right now. Belt got taken. Rockets taken out. Wasting, and again, the grab by Mesa, but you can see DW responding to it very effectively. They've got the amp in their hands. Oh, gets trapped in a corner. That's such a tough spot to get out of. You can see Wasty grabbing it. He'll actually get away clean. Like I said, it's not really who grabs it off the spawn. It's who can get out of that room with it and a chance to establish themselves, to chase down some folks. Not unlike Temple. Really tricky map to get away from an amp's link gun. I would actually say this map has a lot in common with Temple, honestly, as far as the size, power-up placement, the fact that you have to get there ahead of, you know, a few extra seconds ahead of time. This map maybe actually has a little bit more room to maneuver. You wouldn't call it open, but you can definitely, as Wasty is doing, run around with a sniper rifle if that's your preferred weapon. A little bit more of a mid-range map, whereas I think Temple is much more close range. You're not going to see as much emphasis on flak in this particular map. DD with a snipe down on him. So we're almost a third of the way into this one. Still a 6 frag lead. So Mesa jumped out early to just about a 5 to 6 frag lead, and they've pretty much just been holding on to that one at this point. So dead even the last few minutes. The question will be who can go on a big run. We've got Vest spawning right there. Again, DW taking that, getting a couple kills. Amp is up soon. You see Last there below it with the shock rifle. DD with the sniper rifle trying to push him off it. There's a nice jump to grab it by Last. Can he get away clean? Looks like he did. So Last, first time we've seen anyone from either team grab this amp and pretty much not die instantly. See him. 1 kill. Looking for another shot to push them off of that room. And there's the killing spree, trying to knock them off of that vest. Looking for the multi-kill. He goes down. Repeat might have a couple of seconds. Actually, a nice double kill there by Repeat. Fighting them off of vest. The Nice rising sniper. Repeat right now looking very sharp, though he does go down. We might be seeing Repeat come back in the duel portion, so keep that in mind. If he's on his game, something to watch out for later on. Interesting hearing talk about this map in chat. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that it was the original map rescaled in certain ways, because the original map felt kind of tight. Like, I don't know, it felt like you were always falling off the sides and stuff. This map feels a little more classic. It kind of reminds me of Gothic from UT99. Just in the layout and the architecture, but also the size. It's complex, it's big, you get a lot of room to work with. You can traverse the map quickly, but it doesn't feel cramped. You have time to back up, you have time to be strategic and regroup with teammates. I think that definitely benefits certain types of teams and certain types of styles of play. So kind of interesting to see that both of the maps chosen for this matchup are probably the maps that, you know, benefit that the most. I mean, Temple and Sid Castle, I think, have a lot in common. So Deity there. Amped Link Gun again coming up. Very scary to try to, because again, it's not unlike Temple. I was saying, if you want to get away from an Amped Link Gun, you pretty much have to be able to run backwards. And on a map that's this complex, it means you have to know the map extremely well. So Flat coming out. We actually haven't seen, that's the first, I think, Flak Ball I've seen this map really land squarely, which is kind of surprising, given some of the close quarter combat. Rain's got the belt under him. We're going to follow him. We still have quite a bit of time until any power-ups spawn. We'll head over to the amp after that. Keep an eye on that mini-map to see who's circling around in position. You can see 3 blue players, 4 now in the south half of that map. So they'll have plenty of people around that amp. How well-equipped will they be? And, will Mesa counterattack? You see them kind of collapsing down on it. We got the X-ray vision as spectators, so we can kind of see what's going on. Septos and Rain fighting Kuzki right on top of it. Kuzki in good position here to get a free grab of Amp. Oh, he's got Scandalous now behind him with the goo. This could be a dangerous spot. Kuzki gets baited down, doesn't take any damage from that goo, but now Deity's got the jump boots. He's going to try to land on it. He goes down. Now anyone can grab it. And no, Wasty actually ends up with his hands. Only a Link Gun can get in someone's face. Make use of it. There's the kill on Rain. Only 41 health. He might want to, yeah, think about healing up and getting a teammate on him. A nice cover right there. So you saw some communication there with his teammate, running with the teammate, and then also his teammate telling him there was someone behind him. Again, Mesa, a team that was basically formed to play together in Season 2 of UTProLeague. So not a team that's played together all that long. So when you see communication like that, that's things they're still working on, things that take a while to build up. Oh, the multi-kill coming out there by Wasty. Flak finally coming into play on stream, building into a double-digit lead as we pass the halfway point. So Mesa looking pretty good so far, but still not really running away with this one yet. All right, we've got about 10 seconds till this belt spawns. We haven't watched a lot of the fighting over the belt. If you saw us play on Cannon earlier, you can see it's in kind of this tight bunker, multiple different ways in, but it's sort of a trap, right? Like, you can die so easily. You can take that lift and just eat rockets. Last there got there ahead of time, and that's what's so important. Getting there early and keeping people out. It's much easier than fighting your way in. So a nice grab of the belt by Last. We do have Amp spawning right now. Amp is always an adventure on this map. We've seen so many people grab it and die immediately. You got rocket launcher right above it. So many ways to get to it. DW all over it. You see this time, Scandalous grabs it. He actually has a sniper rifle, so he can defend himself fairly effectively. We've seen him circle back around this way before with it too. So basically just using this amp to control that vest area. Looking for the health bubbles, only gets one, so he's got to be careful. Kuzki in his face, he gets erased. Kuzki's got the amp, sniper, and flak now, so he's going to have a good arsenal if he can find some targets. Ooh, we got to dodge that goo. This can actually be a pretty deadly map when it comes to goo. You can place it properly and definitely catch people off guard. right, we'll take a quick look at the scoreboard now. Over 10k damage for Mesa now, almost 10k for DW. It's a pretty good damage lead for Mesa. Dead even on the amp time. Significantly more belts and armors though for DW. So DW kind of continuing what they were doing on Temple as far as you know, winning the pickups battle. But Mesa right now looking a lot more comfortable battling on this map, just in the one-on-one situations. I mean, fight to fight, engagement to engagement. I think Mesa is just feeling more comfortable here. So yeah, it would not surprise me if they, you know, do feel more comfortable in this map, but didn't want to actually pick it as their map pick. So interesting bit of potential strategy there. Again, I'm just speculating. So Amp linked again by Rain, trying to cut into this lead. Almost down to single digits now. Still only a 12 frag lead. There's plenty of time on the clock. Down to 11. So whittling into it a bit. Like I said, amp runs aren't going to be the easiest thing on this map. You're not going to grab the amp and get a, you know, a monster kill like you can on Rankin or Deck or one of the really tiny maps. But turn out 3 or 4 kills straight. All of a sudden cut that lead in half. It's back down to 9 frags now, single digits. 3 minutes on the clock, plenty of time. Mesa has to regroup here. You don't want to get complacent. Sometimes towards the you know, 3/4 mark of a match, you get a little bit of a lead. You can kind of fall asleep. All of a sudden, the other team makes up, you know, a point a minute, 2 points a minute, and a couple minutes later, you're looking at a single-digit lead, and it's a closer game than you want it to be. So belt is up. We'll go over there. Nobody on it. Kind of surprising here. Rain grabs that belt, and look at the armor. DW has 3 players with armor. They're going to go into any kind of team fight here with a big advantage, and this could be a problem for Mesa. Actually, let's head over to Amp. This is going to be a critical amp. There's only 2 amps left in this matchup. If DW is going to try to stage a comeback here because they're down 13 at this point, and Septos with the killing spree, there's a nice counterattack there by Mesa fighting back. It was down to a 9 frag lead at one point. Now back up. Oh, just like that. Back up to 16. And an amp grab by Wasty. Nobody from DW anywhere near it. I think they got a little bit disrupted. And that was key. Wasty here can try to put it away with the big run, or he can just keep it out of their hands. Either way, churning the clock. There's one nice shot. Scandalous up there is looking pretty weak. So Inceptos slides around to take him out, and there you go. 16 frag lead now after that fight over amp. 1 amp remaining. There'll be 1 shield belt just got taken. So effectively, there'll be 1 more belt and 1 more amp. We'll see if that even plays a factor, though. If Mesa can push this a little bit further, or even just slow things down, it looks like they're going to earn themselves the first point of the matchup. All right, so both power-ups spawning at the same time. We'll take a look at Amp. Under a minute to go. They pushed this lead up to 15, so I think this is going to be over at this point, but we'll see what happens with this last Amp run. Maybe someone will do something stupid. All right, Didi going to have Amped Minigun, or Amped Stinger, rather. Getting 1 kill on Inceptos. You don't see a whole lot of frag videos based around Stinger kills, but, you know, we'll see what he can do. Scandalous with some chatter coming out. Not sure what the relationship is between these two teams, honestly. Again, they're both kind of going to be judged close to each other. They're both up-and-coming teams with a lot of potential that people have been keeping an eye on. Not sure if there's any tension or not. Sometimes it's just a matter of frustration. Obviously, playing with the high ping, not, you know, is going to be conducive to frustration and stuff like that. But in any case, pretty clean matchup so far. Both teams taking 1 map and 1 point. We will be moving to the best of 3 2v2 portion coming up here shortly. I'm not sure if they've assigned rosters for that yet, but very interested to see who plays in that. All right, so while they get that set up, going to take a quick break on my side. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. We've got best of 3 2v2 and then 2 best of 3 duels to decide the last 3 points of this week. So don't go too far. Go get your popcorn, go get your beer or your kombucha, whatever makes you happy. Come back here in a couple minutes and we're going to jump into some 2v2. All right. Second half of this match is brought to you by Fancy Pants Hipster Tea. I don't think Raise Your Edge Gaming has a Fancy Hipster Tea sponsorship, So if anyone wants to sponsor them or me with fancy hipster tea, please let me know. It's a critical part of my operation. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm drinking. I will leave that spot open. It's a billboard. If anyone has an aunt or uncle that runs a Fancy Pants Hipster Tea company, definitely let myself or Raise Your Edge Gaming know, and we will see about getting them a sponsorship. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't make those decisions. So getting ready for the 2v2 portion of this matchup. Again, that'll be best of 3 for another point. Looking to see, I'm not sure if they're going to start this one. They might start this one in Belgium. So the 4v4s, they played one in Belgium, one in NYC. I would expect something similar for 2v2. So just waiting for that hub to pop up, and then we'll bring you that. For anyone wondering, yeah, this is the last matchup of today. The schedules, keep an eye on those schedules. Again, UTProLeague.com. There's basically like 6 time slots that teams could choose from. So different days will start at different times. Different days will obviously end at different times. So, you know, there's sort of a window of when matches can happen, but it's pretty wide. So definitely any given match week, check out the schedule. All the matches are scheduled and that are up there. So you can, you know, mark your own little calendar, get an idea of when you want to wake up, when you want to go to sleep, when you want to be, you know, living your life based on the internet and video games, right? But yeah, so like people have been asking occasionally, you know, when do the matches start? When do they end? And the truth is it changes every week. And of course, sometimes matches go long or finish early. So some variability there. Okay, looks like they're going to be, there we go. Belgian hub did just pop up. Looks like they're going to be first map there, probably second map back on NYC. And if a tiebreaker is needed, I'm not sure. I think they might go back to Belgium. I'm not sure what the rules state there. In any case, server should be up shortly. We should be getting kicked off here soon. All right, we are in this piece. Looks like map 1 will be Rankin. All right, players are readied up and we'll be getting kicked off here right now. So buckle up, everybody. 2v2 portion of the last matchup of this week. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5, last 2v2 of the day. Mesa versus DW. We just watched them split 4v4 maps. Looking for an advantage in the matchup, trying to get that third point up for grabs. This will be a best of 3, and we're going to be splitting servers between Europe and North America. So first map here going to be Rankin. Oh, a nice air rocket there by Scandalous, just throwing it up there. But Inceptos answers back with a double kill. We do have, yeah, 50 armor spawning. That got grabbed. You got about 20 seconds till the shield belt spawns. We'll stick with Inceptos and see he has a little bit of armor to try to challenge it. Nice sniper there on Scandalous. He's going to be able to drop down onto it if he wants. Everybody's there. You see the grab of the belt goes to Scandalous and able to hang in there and get the kill with the Lincoln and a double kill. Wow, at 15 HP, Scandalous able to sneak in there. Remember, he took that damage from up top through the vent and still managed to both steal the belt and get 2 kills. That was actually a pretty big turnaround there of what could have been a tough situation for DW. So amp spawning right now, as we've seen. Oh, amp timing, so critical. Scandalous getting the kill, still only 25 HP. Any major shot would take him down here. Oh, those rockets take him down to 46, grabbing more armor. And that's a smart play by Scandalous, being low on HP, able to grab that armor to back it up and give himself a little more sustainability. But he has been in the red. His health has been red for it seems like the whole match. Meanwhile, he's got another kill on the board. And look at that, Scandalous 4-1. Just running around in the danger zone, but so much armor to be able to survive. Finally goes down to a sniper shot by Wasty. But not before taking a 7-3 lead. And that huge moment on that shield belt where he's able to just sit there, wait for it, grab it, get 2 kills off of it, and probably should have died. That was a big turning point early on in this one as they take a 5 frag lead, but still obviously tons of time left to play. So this next amp going to be big. It's going to spawn at the exact same time pretty much as the shield belt. Always curious to find out how people rotate. Did they put one person on each? Did they go to one first and then circle around to the other one? And there's the sneaky flak primary. Scandalous right now putting in work with the flak primary. Does take one sniper shot. One more will take him down, but he gets the headshot to answer back. So you got shield belt down low over there. Amp is right there behind us. Scandalous heading down to belt. It's going to pop up. Gets the kill on it. Another critical kill right on top of the belt by Scandalous and grabs it again. Deity has the amp in his hands and he's pretty stacked. So right now DW completely owning this map. And this is their opportunity to try to put this one away early with just how many kills they can put on the board while they run the map like this. So oddly enough, not a huge amp run there. They're still controlling the map. They're still, you know, kind of pushing Mesa around on the backs of that armor. Scandalous grabbing another 100 armor. How many armor pickups has he had so far? 3 belts, 200s, and a 50. Massive armor advantage so far for DW, and I think that's really been huge in allowing them to take this big lead early on. And another direct rocket this time. Gonna take him out and running around with 48 HP, just as this story has been all map long for Scandalous. I think so far this, you know, the difference that we're seeing has just been controlling those power-ups. Wasty getting the kill, they finally knocked them down. We do have the amp spawning right around the corner any second. Scandalous has timing on it. Nobody from Mesa anywhere near it. That's gonna be a free grab of amp and a kill for Scandalous. So Mesa right now in that tough position where they're going to need to reestablish control of the power-ups. Nice sniper shot. Takes him down to 45 HP. Rockets from behind. And Scandalous, again, just somehow manages to stay alive long enough to grab armor. We do have belt in 3 seconds. He's been a magician staying alive and grabbing these belts. He might actually pass this one to a teammate. With 27 HP and only the vest in him, like one big shot would take out Scandalous right now. They've just been unable to finish him off all game long. He's been running around like this. And there he goes. Finally takes him out. It is down to an 8 frag lead, I will say. Mesa, while they've been having trouble tracking down Scandalous, they have fought their way back into this one. Cut it down to 7 there. Got a little bit of control of their own. See them falling away, not wanting to eat too much damage. Still quite a while until any major power-ups. So take a quick look at the scoreboard to get an idea of how things look now. But I think if Mesa wants to have any chance in this one, they're going to need to contest that 100 armor, that vest up top center of the map a little bit better. You can see they're actually out-damaging them, but that armor advantage has been huge. Ooh, just misses with that rocket. He's going to be back. Oh, butting up against that belt, dies right before it spawns. Inceptos does grab it, though, so Mesa finally wins a fight over belt. They probably should have won a couple already. Only a 6 frag lead, and he gets erased immediately. Meanwhile, DD scoops up the amp, so one power-up disappearing and another one going to the opponent. So a good exchange there by DW. And they also scoop up the 50 armor, continuing to just dominate the armor power-ups. That said, only an 8 frag lead. It's basically stayed stable for the past 5 minutes or so. So Mesa able to slow the game down, try to gather themselves. It's back up to 10, but this is such a small map. We've seen one amp run can pull off anywhere from 4 to 6 kills, even in 2v2 on this map. Oh, and big shot on Deity there. So another 100 armor goes to DW, but he does pay for it this time. And there's the rockets by Wasty, still maintaining about a 10 frag difference. Belt is up right now, neither team really waiting on it. Scandalous will slide back, and that's probably been the easiest and safest grab of belt for DW so far. Usually Scandalous is running around there with 20 HP, ducking and diving. This time, finally able to stack up some armor on top of health, going on a killing spree, following it up with the kills, and this is their opportunity now that they're running this map to churn out some kills and really try to stretch this lead. Amp goes to Scandalous, another clean grab, and that's going to be a problem for Mesa. Giving up those clean power-up grabs. Scandalous has just kind of had his way the last couple minutes between Belt and Amp, not really getting challenged. There is the Rampage, just having his way right now. And they're going to go ahead and concede this one early on, just about the halfway point, but you can see DW was completely dominating the map. So we'll be moving to the New York City hub for map 2. That's going to be the home server for Mesa, so they'll have a little bit of a ping advantage this time. We'll see what happens there. Curious if there was any more strategy going on with the map choices there. Actually wouldn't surprise me. Inceptos and Wasty are probably going to be pretty good on ranking, so I think that would have been legitimately a good chance for them to fight back. So I'm curious what DW's map pick was here. And of course, again, best of 3 here. So if Mesa can take this map and force a tiebreaker, then we have to start thinking about what map will that be. Pardon me while I twirl my mustache and sip on my tea. I just need a top hat. I don't actually own a top hat. I don't need a monocle because I wear glasses, but I think a top hat would really complete the Monopoly guy ensemble. I do have a cape. It's more of a luchador cape, though. So server is up on solo, as you can see. That would be an interesting map choice for DW coming into this one.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, looks like we are going to be on solos. You got Wasty and Inceptos versus Deity and Scandalous. Mesa here trying to force a map 3 tiebreaker for this third point in this matchup. Remember, they split 4v4 TDM. And this could very well end up being one of those matchups where the teams just, whichever team is on their favored map, on their more comfortable map, you know, wins easily. And they just go back and forth. Not uncommon to see that amongst mid-level teams where they maybe develop some favorites. Maybe they're really good on 2 or 3 of the maps in the pool, which not so much of the other ones. See that sometimes with duelers. They'll trade maps, each one to win by 10 on their favorite map, and then they'll have to play a map that they're less comfortable on, and then all of a sudden, you know, the complexion changes. We'll see if that happens in the 2v2 here. DW certainly looked very comfortable on Rankin. Of course, they were on their home turf as far as server choice. It's going to be DW's map pick. But, of course, Mesa going to have much lower ping to this hub, so we'll see what happens. It's a much... I don't know, much tighter. It's definitely a tighter map than Rankin, especially in a 2v2 scenario. I mean, this is a duel map that we've obviously seen. You traverse it so quickly, it can be very chaotic. One thing that's key too, though, is that players that are good at dueling on this map aren't necessarily going to be good at team deathmatch, just because you have that added amp pickup. So there's a damage amp in the bottom of this map that can feel completely different. So if you're used to dueling on this map and you're used to running certain routes and taking certain paths through the map, you have to keep that in mind. Sometimes you have to back up and slow down and go, oh, right, we got this amp down in this little nook spawning every couple minutes that you have to kind of get used to kind of train yourself separately for a different game type. I think this is unique. I don't know if we have any maps that are actually physically, you know, different, their architecture being different depending on whether you're playing dual 2v2 or 4v4. All right, players all ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2, the last 2v2 of the day. We saw DW take map 1. Mesa trying to take this map and force a map 3 tiebreaker. Of course, DW trying to secure the 2v2 victory and their second point of this matchup. These teams split 4v4. So a very even matchup here. Very curious to find out how this one plays out solo. Kind of a unique 2v2 map. It's very, very quick to get into fights. Dead even so far early on, back and forth. Wasty running around with the sniper rifle, getting some kills. We've got about 20 seconds till the belt spawns. Curious to see if both players send, or both teams send 2 players to the belt, or if they try to grab both. Send 1 to belt, 1 to that 100 armor vest. We'll head over to the belt and see who's in position. We got Wasty fighting Deity for it. Deity's got the high ground. He's going to grab that belt. Looks like 100 armor went to Incepto, so they split those power-ups. We'll follow Deity. He's got that power-up, but really this amp is going to come up huge. Like I was saying before, this map completely different feel to it when you have this amp. You might be used to dueling on it, basically ignoring that area. With an amp spawning back in that area, that little kind of purple crescent, you really have to get used to getting down there early. DW winning that fight, taking the lead and amp, so that was a big win right there. Only hit scan weapon is Enforcer, so he's going to be chasing him down with the pistol. Only 89 health, doesn't want to be too aggressive. Has a chance to get a kill here though. Oh, he had him lined up and just guessed wrong. There is the kill, though, on Inceptos. DW hanging on to that lead. A little bit early to this belt, though, but I don't think Mesa is there early enough to really make him pay for it. They do take down some of that armor, though, so not a bad counter by Mesa, just a couple seconds late to actually challenge for it. But a nice response to eat into that armor a bit. And that, in fact, taking him down to 59, 49 HP. They might actually get the kill on him, chasing him down. Oh, Wasty eats a flak ball. Scandalous. How many times have we seen him do that in this matchup? Be one hit away from death and somehow pull out kills. We saw him go in an extended killing spree on Rankin. It felt like he had less than 50 health the whole time. Goes down there. Both Mesa players, though, less than 50 health themselves. So everyone walking on eggshells right now. DW on the hunt, trying to find those weak opponents. Mesa just trying to get stacked back up. You see Wasty grabbing that 100 armor. You still have 5 seconds to go until shield belt and double damage spawn at the same time. So belt goes to Scandalous. Amp is still up. Nobody in position for it. And Scandalous grabbing both power-ups. Very rare that you see that on this map with 2 power-ups, because Belt and Amp, as you can see, complete opposite sides of the map. That said, Inceptus doing a great job of trying to negate that, taking him down to 21 HP, locking him in a corner, and somehow, despite giving up both power-ups, Mesa counters, gets the kills, extends the lead, and takes him right back. So that was actually a really nice response by Mesa to what was can only really be looked at as a mistake. I mean, certainly you'd like to challenge Belt or Amp. I don't think that was any kind of strategic decision, but maybe I'm wrong. In any case, it worked out for them, and a big flak ball to the face. Boops him with the smiley, and 3 players down, super low health. This isn't a map that you're going to see people get very stacked on. There's going to constantly be, low health fights back and forth. Wasty on a killing spree. Oh, and he gets taken out on Belt. Belt is still up, and that goes to Didi. That was a huge grab right there. Now making it a 2-point game. The ability to eat into that lead even more with that shield belt on him. There it is, 1-point game. DW fighting their way back into it. Here you can see how early DW is getting to this Amp. It's actually a little bit too early, I think. I don't know if they lost timing of it, but getting there 15 or so seconds before it spawns, they've kind of got some dead time here. They're sitting back there. They're going to grab it. But they gave up much of the rest of the map in that interim. Nice mid-air shot, though, to take out its Wasty. Amp sniper rifle going to just erase any kind of health that he had. And now that 100 armor on top of it's going to make him much more dangerous. We've got a tie game, and they have someone ready to do damage in Scandalous. I feel like he's just been all over the power-ups this matchup. And there he goes, grabbing the shield belt on top of it. And a double kill, giving them the lead. Scandalous right now, continuing his run. He basically single-handedly won Rankin. You can see 10-7 right now, but playing really, really coming on strong the last couple minutes. There's the killing spree. Looking for the second kill. Link versus Link battle, and he finally goes down. You might see that in this kind of matchup, especially on this kind of map. Very tight dual map, not a ton of health, not a ton of places to hide. People running around with Link and Stinger just trying to finish people off because they know nobody's really going to be particularly stacked. Even if you grab Belt, you're one big shot away from being weak. There's a lot of vials on this map. You'll sometimes see in dual maps or dual games, people get pretty high health, but with 4 people on it, not going to count on that. Belt comes up any second, basically unchallenged. Wasty going to try to turn the corner and do some damage, but instead eats a flak ball. He goes down, and a big turnaround there. DW, if Mesa gets to that Belt maybe 2 seconds earlier, they might have a chance to push him off. Instead, both power-ups again go into Scandalous. Mesa having to scramble to try to negate those. Amp's down in the corner. Nobody grabbing Amp. It's sitting right there. Finally, Wasty grabs it. All he has is the Enforcer pistol. Now he's got dual Enforcers. He's pretty dangerous. Only 13 HP. And Didi going to basically send him packing. He's going to be heading over to the 100 armor. Gets plucked out of midair by Didi. That was a nice shot. Good anticipation. That allows Scandalous to swoop in and steal that 100 armor. So a big steal there right now. Both teams just exchanging big plays. So you see him saving that. Looks like he's going to give that belt over to Deity. So both players now over 100. 3 players now 100 or higher armor. So we'll see what happens. Both teams probably going to be comfortable engaging in a team fight. Wasty right now getting singled out, and that was a bit of a mistake, as Mesa players just got singled out and focused 2v1, and that is the easiest way to give your opponent kills in 2v2. So DW now running away with it a little bit, up to a 4 frag lead. We're halfway through. Amps are going to be so important now. If Mesa wants a chance of coming back, I think they have to start taking some of these double damage spawns off the pickup, because right now they've just basically been ignoring them. DW now, you can see, doesn't have great timing of it. They're actually walking right by it. Nobody seems to understand that the double damage power-up is spawned. So DD on a killing spree. Scandalous trying to back him up. They're getting in position for the shield belt. So armor is up across the map, and they're going to grab that. Are they going to go from belt to amp another time? Okay, it looks like Mesa finally got wise to it, but they're going to go down. And that amp dropped in the corner again. Amp Link does a little bit of damage, but DD now armor and amp, and that is the 3rd or 4th time that DW has been able to go grab shield belt and then run across the map with amp up and just stroll right in and grab it. Mesa has to get timing of that amp. At the very least, they need to challenge it, but they certainly don't want to allow the opponent to come in from the other power up across the map and just waltz right in. That said, DW staying aggressive here, keeping an eye on the pickups. Oh, there's some big damage with the flak balls right there. You see him just daring him to dive for that 100 armor. Plucks him out of midair when he does it. Oh, but Wasty sneaks up on him, getting the kill with the flak. That could have been a big turning point. Now, what can Wasty do with it? He's got people respawning. The DW players are obviously not going to be very stacked. There's another kill on Deity. Scandalous was able to grab that shield belt pretty much unopposed. But they did get one shot on him to try to whittle him down a bit. If you look at the timing now, amp will be up significantly before shield belt, so you're not going to be able to see DW grab belt first and then walk over to amp, one would think. They're probably going to have to head to amp first. So with 7 seconds left this time, you do see Wasty swooping through it, but he's so low on health. He may be backing up, and let's see how these teams position themselves. Inceptus is in good position to challenge it. DD grabs it. Scandalous is there for cover. Wasty around behind, but he eats an amped rocket. It does get dropped and picked up. Inceptos with the double kill with the sniper rifle. Now he's got 100 armor and the amp and a chance to eat into this lead further. It's only 3 points. There's another one down to 2. This could be the turning point that Mesa was waiting for. Belt is up, and now they're going to have both power-ups under their control. This may be the first time in 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know if Mesa's ever had both power-ups under their control in this map so far. Allows them to cut it to 3 points. They're in great position to single someone out. There's Deity. They take him down to 6 health, but they got to get the kill. Damage doesn't count on the scoreboard. Both DW players are weak. Can they track them down? 100 armor spawns in 10 seconds. No belt for a while. Take a quick look at the scoreboard. Give you an idea of where we stand. Mesa leading in damage, but the map control been an issue. Coming back again, 3 frag lead for DW still. Tons of time on the clock though. And Inceptus has had 150 armor for like a minute. He hasn't taken hardly any shots. Big rockets up the lift. Can he catch him? He guesses right, but misses the shot. There's one shot. He needs another. There's the kill. Back to a 2 frag lead. Belt up in less than 10 seconds, and then amp right afterwards. This could be a huge exchange. Who gets these power-ups? Belt up now. Oh, it gets picked up by DW. Look at that. DW players with a total of 18 health managed to scoop up that belt. Wasty getting the kill on one of them. But you got to consider that a win for DW. They do snatch up that amp, though. So Wasty with the double damage, cutting to a 1 frag lead. He has no armor, but he has a sniper rifle. Basically will get a kill. If he can find either of those DW players, it'll be an instant kill with that amp sniper rifle. You can see them just hiding, just crouching in corners, trying to be quiet, taking time off of the timer on that amp, baiting them to come through. Has that flat cannon out. Oh, and what a waste. Mesa not able to get anything done with that amp. They do control it though, so that's definitely a minor victory, especially in a 1-point game. That could be huge. And there it is, the tie game with the fall away sniper by Inceptos. Deity answers with a snipe of his own. We do have Belt coming up soon. Deity goes down to Inceptos. Fast and furious. We got a tie game with under 3 minutes to go. Belt up now. Belt goes to Scandalous. 100 armor goes to Inceptos. Interesting that DW, again, a free grab of that Belt. I feel like some of these easy grabs for DW could come back to haunt Mesa, but they fought their way back into it. It's a tie game. It all comes down to the last couple minutes. Remember, map 1 going to DW. Mesa fighting to stay alive with an opportunity to get another point in this matchup. They have to force a tiebreaker. And the lead to Mesa, there you go. I think that's the first lead they've had since the opening minutes. They've been controlling the 100 armors here. While they did give up that Belt, they grabbed both hundreds. It's going to allow them to both get a little bit stacked, ready to go for a fight. Deity is here on this amp. They do have him locked in a little bit. This could be a key fight. Deity coming down, getting ambushed by Inceptos, comes around with the flak. He gets the kill though, and then Wasty finishes him off. So a trade there, a little bit of amp time left. Wasty comes around and gets another kill. And that was a huge play there by Wasty, getting those kills. Whether or not he's able to do anything with this amp. Oh, nice. Nice threading the needle attempt. Doesn't quite land it, but a 2 frag lead. And that's basically the last amp that we're going to have any significant amount of time with. There may be one in the last, with like 15 seconds to go or so. So every pickup, every shot so huge. Wasty on fire again in the last couple minutes. Critical timing. Ooh, watches his teammate go down. He's trying to escape. Oh, and he goes down. Doesn't get the 100 armor. 100 armor is sitting right there. And that would be a huge grab. Not only getting the kill, but the armor on top of that DW. Fighting their way back in. Only down by 1. They've got Inceptos cornered. You see him trying to flank. Belt is up in 5 seconds. It's 1-on-1. Wasty has him in the corner with flak. Both players weak. They both go down. Belt is still up. It is a 3 frag game. And Inceptos with the headshot on Deity. That could be the key frag right there. The headshot to keep him off of that Belt. Eats a combo, no. Inceptos down to 38 HP. So that was a huge combo by Deity to answer right back. And keep Mesa on the run, trying to survive. Scandalous has the amp with only 13 HP. We'll follow him. 1 frag between them with 23 seconds to go. Any shot here would be huge by Scandalous. He's been a power-up hawk all game. He's got the shot into his back. Oh, 2 shots. Can't make it connect. 1 shot will take him out. It's a tie game, though. They can take the lead with 1 shot. 8 seconds to go. He goes down. 2 kills by Inceptos and Wasty, and that could do it. And the clock runs out, and we're going to have a map 3 tiebreaker between these two teams. With a brilliant comeback by Mesa. It looked like they were just going to fade out. It looked like they didn't have their organization together. And I think they just straight up shot their way back into it. They got a little bit more time. You can see in the end, they ended up with much closer amp time than they had. Still 12-2 on the shield belts. What they ended up doing the second half of the game, though, is they started trading those vests for belts. In other words, they weren't challenging the belt, but they would grab 2 vests kind of in between belt spawns. And that allowed them to stand in there and contest them. And they got a lot better coverage of that amp in the second half. Look at that, 800 more damage. But keep in mind, even when they were down by 10, 11, they had more damage and were still losing. So a dead even match. Nice comeback by Mesa to force a tiebreaker.
Hail to the king, baby.
There were so many clutch shots in that game. I mean, even early on, there were so many big. I mean, anytime you have a close game like that, 2-3 frags, you could pick any minute, any 2-minute section of that match and say that was critical. That was critical, right? Every amp run, every shield belt grab, or lack thereof. I mean, I think DW's map control is what kept it that close. I think Mesa was out shooting them left and right, but couldn't get their positioning together. They're showing up a little bit late to some of the power-ups. They managed to shoot their way back into it. They might be staying on this hub. Looks like we might be staying here for map 3. This is a map where you can actually get punished a little bit harder for being late to power-ups. Both of the major pickups, the shield belt and the damage amp, are in areas where you can lock down much more thoroughly than on solo. So actually, honestly, I would say look for DW to play the same type of game they've been playing and see how Mesa reacts. Are they able to do things like control the jump boots so that they can get up to that damage amp, right? Where you have to be basically 10, 15 seconds ahead of it. Are they able to get themselves in position in the shield belt room to lock out DW? Or is DW going to be in there early and forcing Mesa to walk into those choke points to try to contest it? Those, I think, are going to be the biggest keys here. Looks like we're going to remain on this hub. So here we go. Should be getting started here shortly. All right, players are ready. Here comes your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the last 2v2 of the day, of the week, of the century. I don't know, maybe not of the century. We'll find out. Anyway, we just saw back and forth trading maps in the 2v2 portion. This will be your tiebreaker. DW had maintained map control through most of solo. Took some huge clutch kills by Mesa, turning on the aggression, taking some risky moves, and just hitting those clutch shots to pull away. It was, I think, what, like a 3-frag win by the end. Back and forth all game. But that was on solo. Much smaller, much faster paced map. It's more of a street brawl. This is going to be a little more methodical. And I think that plays into DW's style based on what we've seen so far. But of course, every map is different. Everyone's comfort level is different on different maps. Anything can happen here. Belt's going to spawn in 5 seconds. We're going to throw on the X-ray vision and see DW in position, but both of them go down. So that was an interesting kind of microcosm. DW was in position. Both players getting to that belt early and just getting flat out fragged. Ooh, nice dodge of that flat ball. Pushed him off his spot. The Wasty having the armor, they're able to stand in and contest. We have that damage amp coming up in 5 seconds. Interesting that that Wasty is moving out of the amp room. They're kind of swooping around, deciding what they want to try to contest and how. Nice shot there on Scandalous. Actually going to turn him away. But that amp is up, and you're going to see Scandalous use those jump boots to get up there. Oh, and that was that almost a side objective, if you will. If you control the jump boots, you get easy access to that damage amp. And if you have the amp, you can just walk around the corner and all of a sudden you've got control of that belt room as well. There's almost a series of objectives that you can hold that requires you to be in position well ahead of time. That's something Mesa has struggled with in this matchup. That said, Scandalous down to 5 HP. Dealing damage has not been a problem for Mesa. It's kind of been the two different approaches to this. That said, look at Mesa, 50 armor and 100 armor. That is one thing they learned to do towards the end of solo last map. Giving up the shield belt, but grabbing both 100 armor vests to try to make up for it. Ooh, early damage here. Inceptos has him in the corner. He's going to go down. Edie's still looking at 130 HP. We'll go on, or 130 armor. We'll go on board as you see a fight over this 100 armor vest area. You have jump boots below. That vest goes to Inceptos. That could be critical. A couple of quick kills there. So DW got baited into running into some you know, kind of the meat grinder there. A couple easy shots to extend that lead. Maybe got a little bit antsy. Oh, and Inceptos with another kill, another couple kills, extending this lead now. Just like that, in about 30 seconds, Mesa doubled their lead, back up to a 6-frag lead. That may be the largest lead they've had of this matchup. So 7-frag, he's going to go up top. Actually, they might have made it double digits at one point in solo, but up top here, you can see him pistoning up, grabbing that amp. That was actually a very clean grab of the amp. Nice, efficient. So they got there well ahead of time. That's one of the best, actually, amp positioning sequences that we've seen Mesa have in this 2v2 so far. If they can continue that, that'll put them in great position to stay ahead here. But as we've seen between these two teams, no lead is safe. Obviously, you love to be up 9 on a map this big, because this is going to be harder. This isn't a map where you can erase a 10-frag deficit in a matter of seconds. So taking that early lead, getting in control of the map, dictating the flow of it. Very important. Unfortunately for them, DW just grabbed a shield belt completely unopposed, and that's what we've been seeing from Mesa. Out of position from time to time, and having to rely on their aim to try to shoot their way back in. 100 armor goes to Deity, so both armors completely uncontested by Mesa there. Big mistake. That said, they have been responding well to that. We saw that on solo. They would be caught out of position, but then they would set up ambushes. They would group back up, and so, you know, it's kind of a risky style that they've been playing, but they have been able to, you know, fight their way into a third map with it. We do have Amp spawning in 10 seconds. Scandalous looked like he was, maybe that was a bait. Maybe he was playing with Mesa, making it sound like he was going for it when it wasn't up yet. Not quite sure. Maybe he just didn't have timing on it. 2 nice sniper shots, erasing that armor. Scandalous just on a tear there with the sniper rifle. What is he shooting so far this map? Only 27%, so just a nice streak there. DD grabbed Amp, only 10 HP. Scandalous grabs Belt, but he takes a ton of damage. So let's go on board with DD. Only 10 health. Probably not going to be too aggressive. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't grab that health immediately. Wasty turns him away. So not a bad job here by Mesa of actually countering the Amp Runner just to try to keep him at bay. Oh, but there's a nice shock primary. That'll be 90 damage, but Wasty stands in there with the flak ball, baits him around the corner. So not a bad response, again, to a lack of map control by Mesa. Still got an 8 frag lead, but they're playing with fire right now if they can't contest these power-ups better. DW is going to have an opportunity to put together an Amp Run or two, and that can erase 8 frags very quickly. Ooh, you see the nice teamwork by Scandalous, but Wasty comes around the corner. He's going to have a chance to knock him off of that belt. There is the rocket. Still got 8 seconds, though, so he may have Scandalous coming in there and challenging him. Health bubbles are not up. Inceptos trying to get over there, but he's going to be a little late. Belt is going to go to DW. There were some trades there, and you will see Mesa, again, grabbing 50 and 100 despite giving up Belt. So that's a smart move. If they're going to give up the Belt, you definitely want to grab all the other armors to counter it. 15 seconds till Amp, and this is what I was talking about. On this map, you have to be way out in front of Amp. You have to think about jump boots. Inceptos has jump boots. You can see him right now with a trail behind his feet. That means he has those jump boots. He's got shock in his hands. I actually like this move. He went around the backside, gets the kill from the flank. Going to be able to lock them out of Amp room. Amp is up. He doesn't seem to know that. Wasty goes around and pistons up to Amp. I guess that's fine, but he doesn't have a weapon or armor. So maybe a bit of miscommunication there. Inceptos could have backed up with his jump boots, grabbed that Amp without taking damage, and had a sniper rifle instead. Wasty here going to grab it and keep it away from DW, but not really any opportunity to do much damage with it. There's a couple of shots. And he damages his teammate right on top of it, so weird situation there with the Amp. That said, it does work out for them. Again, Mesa, relying on pure fragging ability, gets the most of it and extends it to an 8 frag lead. Another flat kill. Scandalous not happy about getting a flak down. That's he's chatted a couple times in this matchup about it. Ooh, Scandalous. Getting caught chatting in the middle of a TDM. Not going to be helpful. We're about halfway through. It's a 13 frag lead. Mesa has pushed this up in the last couple minutes. Maybe getting into the heads of DW a little bit, but DW still has plenty of time on the clock. 13 frags in 7.5 minutes is absolutely nothing. But of course, for that to work out, they're going to have to stem the tide and slow down Mesa. Right now, he's just on a roll. I mean, you see Inceptos, 125 over 150 for a second there. That's as stacked as I think we've seen anyone since we started this 2v2 matchup. Amp going to Wasty. And one thing we're seeing in this match, especially towards the middle part, Mesa is challenging these Amps, grabbing them off the spawn much better than they were on solo, and I think that's making a huge difference. Look at the scoreboard. Mesa actually 50% more Amp time. And that's definitely coming into play, and you see them getting those kills, chasing him down. Again, look at the scoreboard. Dead even on belts. They finally turned that around. Slight advantage on Vests, and yeah, advantage on Amp. So all over the board, across the board rather. Mesa finding themselves in control of the power-ups, and that's really been why this has pushed up to a 16 frag lead now, because that's what they struggled to do even last map when they managed to win. Ooh, a close range flak. You see what Scan is going for there. Is getting stacked up though, so DW right now actually a bit of an advantage with the health and armor counts. Oh, but getting double teamed, and that's great teamwork by Mesa. Singling him out, but mid-air flak ball turns him into mist, and now he's going to dive right into his face despite health and armor deficit. Dangerous play by Scandalous, just trying to be extra aggressive and make something happen with the flak. Ooh, and Septos makes him pay. Gonna see Deity sliding around to grab that amp, and with about 5 minutes to go, still a 17 frag lead. DW have slowed things down a bit, but oh, and Deity killing himself with the flak, and that could be a real morale killer right there. You're already down 17. You're trying to like compose yourself to reorganize for a comeback. Then you flak yourself in the face. That can just really kill your focus, but DW standing in there, they do somehow manage to avoid going down to that amp run. There still is time for them. They're not out of time. They can definitely be frustrating whenever you do find yourself behind the 8-ball like that, especially after losing a close map like we saw on solo. Nice flanking there by Inceptos. That's something that I think, if you want to compare the previous maps to this one, Mesa has been outplaying DW at flanking. In other words, playing together, singling out their opponents, focusing their fire. In some of the previous two maps, Mesa was a little bit guilty of being out of position, of fighting 2v1 sometimes. And sometimes they would make it work. Sometimes the second player would come over a little late, but could maybe sweep up and trade kills. But in this case, Mesa is roaming around, singling people out, getting them 2v1. That's what you got to do. You want that numbers advantage. They've done a much better job this map, even compared to solo where they won. Again, that was a much tighter game, and I think that's why this one is kind of going to be a blowout. It looks like it'll be a blowout, rather. It looks like Mesa running away with it, really feeling themselves. The double kill by Inceptos. A nice exclamation point, but with 3 minutes to go, this one now, I think, has slipped a little bit out of reach for DW. We'll go on board with Wasty on the amp run. Trying to control that belt area. So 100 armor is up. We will switch over to that. It looks like players right now, things getting a little bit chaotic. Nobody waiting on this vest. Typically, people are going to be swooping through here. This is actually a pretty key control point in this map, given that you've got rockets, jump boots down there, and that 100 armor vest up top. So very rare to see that 100 up for more than a few seconds. But again, this score has gotten a little bit out of reach, so we're just going to play out the last couple minutes and see what we see in the duel portion. So again, these teams split the 4v4, 1 point for each of them in the rankings. Mesa coming back, improving on each map here, winning the tiebreaker. They're going to get themselves a second point on the board. We still have 2 points up for grabs today, and the last two best of 3 duels between these two. Close range sniper fighting here. Wasty just trying to get the insta-gib kill. He does, but at this point, almost a 30-point lead now, so expect a fade out of this one soon. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Again, you know, we're going to see 2 points to 1 for Mesa after the 2v2 portion. DW could still come out of this matchup with more points. They split the first 2. Obviously, the third's going to go to Mesa. Still 2 points up for grabs. So anything can happen in the duel portion. Oh, Inceptos kissing Wasty with the flak ball. Smiley face to the face. You know, sometimes you boop your teammates. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't be afraid to be vulnerable, folks. So 10 seconds left. You can see this one ending up a bit one-sided, but was actually really close in the first half. Back and forth. Mesa looked much better in the second half. They still were kind of up to their old habits. Looked like maybe DW could take advantage of that, but but Mesa definitely cleaned that up. They got to those power-ups ahead of time. You look at the numbers, so much different compared to early on this one, and then especially map 1 and 2. So Mesa going to earn that 2v2 point. We've got the best of 3 duels coming up next for the last 2 points. Going to take a quick break here to refresh our drinks. Maybe grab a Twinkie or some celery, you know, whatever works for you. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes for first duel of 2 coming up. All right, server going up. We have Sir versus Repeat. That will be our first duel of this matchup. Kicking this off in just a second. Jumping into the server, we will be starting on the North American hub, so that way if there is a tiebreaker for map 3, we won't have to switch back and forth, so do keep that in mind. So as players get warmed up, I guess we can talk a little bit about these two, Sir and Repeat, two players that have both, you know, I talked about these teams being kind of dangerous. Both of these players have proven to be the same thing. Very dangerous, both kind of streaky at times, both essentially capable of taking maps off anybody if it's the right map and they're playing, you know, playing at their best. So really interesting to see what happens. They both, you know, they both surprise people by maybe winning games that most people maybe not would not have expected them to win. Both of them have also lost maps that they probably were expected to win. So really, either of these players could come alive today. Be very interesting to see. We'd love to see them both at their best, though. I would say that would be the most entertaining. I think maybe as much, if not more than other matchups we've seen today, map pick will be huge between these two. All right, map 1 will be solo. It should be Repeat's map pick. We'll be getting it kicked off right now. All right, players are readied up. Here is your countdown coming in. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 kicking off the last duel of the day. Got Repeat versus Sir. Map 1 on solo. We just saw a tiebreaker to decide the 2v2 portion of this matchup. Teams are split right down the middle so far. But Mesa did come out on top, taking that third point of the matchup. So 2-1 count. Still 2 duels left to determine those points. Repeat with a kill on Sir. This is his map pick. Looking pretty comfortable so far. You can see him baiting him for that shock rifle. Sir, really a shock heavy player. Definitely his favored weapon. So Repeat probably going to try to lock him in there. I mean, he knows that Sir is going to want that gun. Of all guns on the map, that's the one he's going to want to try to fight him off with. Nice sniper shots here by Repeat, keeping Sir on the run. Can kind of push him around the map a bit. That said, oh, nice combo right there. Repeat just waiting to hear that sound effect. So very nice map knowledge on display so far by Repeat. As I said, this could be a matchup that comes down to map choices. Nice rockets there too, bouncing them around. Both of these players can be very dangerous on maps if they're feeling comfortable, familiar with the map, and they're shooting well. And there's the headshot, the early killing spree by Repeat. Dominating performance so far. Oh, and Repeat kills himself, so the trade goes back down to 5-0. Still a pretty comfortable lead, but he does reset himself to square one. He's going to grab the shock rifle, but... Ooh, I was going to say, he's getting in position to try to challenge him off of that belt, but he gets taken down, and Sir now going to bully his way into that belt area. Sir grabbed 100 armor and belt right there off of this spawn. So that's a pretty big turnaround and flipping map control in the favor of Sir. If Sir's able to fight his way back into this one, keep that little exchange in mind. Repeat kills himself on Sir. They both reset to square one. And both armors go to Sir off the spawn. And now he's got control of the whole map, basically. Oh, nice wall run dodge. Mid-air snipe there by Sir. Oh, mid-air Link. Pinning him to the wall. He can finish him off with one shot here. And there it is, Sir. Jumping right back into this game. He's got the respawn underneath him. Got him right where he wants him, pulling out the Link for that guaranteed damage. Smart plays, got him on the run. Ring around the rosy going on. And I'm not sure if Repeat was hoping that the belt would spawn in front of him or what, but had already been grabbed. And now that's 3 quick kills and an opportunity for a 4th if he can catch him. Ooh, guess is wrong. He thought he was going to bounce him off the front side. Ends up getting bounced to the backside. Repeat a little bit fortunate there. And now kind of a breather for Repeat with that 100 armor vest that'll allow him to back up and be a little more careful, as Sir had just been on a tear. So Sir with that map control that he flipped off of that respawn off of that double KO, remember. Fighting himself right back into it. Big combo knocks him down. 63 HP. One sniper shot could get him a kill. Oh, I think he overshot that one. I think Sir didn't mean to jump that far. Lost his line of sight. Still has him pinned back there, and a big armor advantage. The chance to start a fight. He doesn't want to eat too much damage. Oh, the double back by Repeat, pushing him away with rockets. Actually worked out for him. Dangerous play, but that's going to push Sir back to the belt. Does still have sole control of it. And now he can circle around, and he can try to fight Repeat off of that 100 armor because he's still got 5 seconds till it spawns. Oh, he jumps. He may have meant to jump down there. It looked like maybe he missed a jump, but I think that might have been intentional. Takes that damage up front. And I think Repeat damaged himself with rockets there. So smart play by Sir, following it up with Link. Back to a 1-point game. Ooh, the nice poke there by Repeat, putting him on the run. And I think this is as dangerous as Sir has felt in a while. Ooh. 30 HP on the run, trying to bait him into a combo. Falls into the health, but falls into a sniper at the same time. 10 seconds till belt spawns. Repeat may be able to keep him off of these pickups now. 2 snipers in a row, though. 3 in a row. So Pete grabs the 100, gets the kill, but down to 5 HP. He's going to be very careful here, trying to grab that belt. He will get to it first, and that'll allow him to have a little bit more survivability, but only survived with 5 HP there. Sir smacked him 3 times in a row with the sniper rifle after he grabbed that 100. Just enough left in the tank to survive and extend that back out to a 2-frag lead that could have easily been a tie game at this point. That said, controlling the map, flipped right back around to Repeat. We saw how quickly he can crank out kills whenever he controls this map. He jumped right on Sir from the very beginning. Sir kind of had to slowly, methodically fight his way back in, and now Repeat back in control with 4 minutes to go. Ooh, Repeat there up close with the flak primary. I think he damaged himself again, this time with the flak ball. He's damaged himself with rockets a couple times. Has played a factor, but once again, under 55 HP, grabs that belt. I think he had, what, 4 HP last time, or 5 HP last time. Very, very close fights that Repeat's coming out on top. But wisely, after coming out of those fights, after being on the run, Repeat has been able to get himself back up to high health and armor very quickly. See him already at 130 over 70 to combat Sir's 100 armor that he grabbed. Pretty much dead even now. Oh, almost smacks him with the flak ball. Neither player really connecting there. There's a rocket and a flak trading back and forth. And again, 20 HP remaining. Repeat hits the clutch flak primary. Sir has been one shot away from pulling back into this one so many times, and Repeat just hitting those clutch shots when it matters. So one of the last belts of the game spawning right there, going to Repeat. It's going to give him a huge amount of survivability. Sir, though, with 2 straight snipes. Again, he's very streaky. When Sir gets on fire, he can hit multiple snipes in a row. We saw him hit 3 in a row earlier in a huge situation. Raining him down right now, but still only 65 HP. You saw Sir there just waiting on that health. Unfortunately for him, Repeat knew exactly where he was, pings him down. And that's a bit demoralizing. Whenever you hit 5, 6 sniper shots and your opponent still gets the kill, there's the killing spree, and I think that's going to do it. Sir didn't quite realize that Repeat had been healing himself. I mean, every time that Repeat survived one of these fights and had 5, 10, 20 HP, he was back up to 100 HP instantly. And there's the chase down with that link, but with a minute and a half to go, it's going to be very difficult for Sir to chase down Repeat that many times. You can sometimes get 1 or 2 kills in a row. Oh, and with that link, or with that shield belt rather, that probably does it. Repeat gonna take map 1. So we will be switching hubs for map 2 and, if necessary, map 3. We'll just wait for that Belgian hub to come back up to continue this one. And again, one more duel to end the day off after this one for that 5th and final point. To recap, Mesa, DW, splitting 4v4 maps. Mesa coming back to force a tiebreaker and win the 2v2, taking 2 points to 1 so far. Map 1, though, going to Repeat for DW, looking to even things out at 2 points apiece, but Sir now going to be playing on his map pick, try to force a tiebreaker there. I like the creative names that people are using for for their hubs. Game, game, game. Now we're playing a game of wait for the hub to pop up. This is like playing whack-a-mole, right? You're just like looking up and down. I feel like I'm playing a carnival game, trying to stop the numbers on the... Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. I guess I could have shown it as empty and then joined it early, but this is more fun. It's gamification, y'all. This is what business schools are all about.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, looks like map 2 will be Leah. Definitely going to be Sir's map pick. He will be playing with a ping disadvantage now because we swapped hubs. That said, Leah going to be a very prediction-heavy map. This is actually intriguing. So in the first map, as we saw people pointing out in chat, Repeat was doing very well with the close-range flak and rockets. Probably pretty even, maybe Sir with a bit of an advantage with the long range. We saw him hit multiple sniper shots in a row. Sir, typically more of a mid-range player. He likes to make it a little bit dirty. I mean, the shock rifle definitely his best weapon. Combos in particular. Great at prediction, and this is a map where prediction can come up huge, but Repeat looks like he maybe is feeling really comfortable with the close-range flak and rocket battles. I think he's had the advantage in map 1 in that scenario, and you're going to see a lot of that in this map. So I think if you're Sir, your game plan here is to try to stay in that mid-range, try to turn it into like prediction, combos, you know, that chess match. You definitely have to keep a shock rifle in your hand at all times. Now, if you're Repeat, maybe you know this. Maybe you try to control that shock rifle and deny it. Or maybe you play to your strengths. I don't know. These players are... they're no secret at this point. They've both been around a bit. People have seen them play, of course, through these UTPL matches, every single one being broadcast. Plenty of time to scout. There we go. Players are ready. Here comes your countdown. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. ConX5 jumping in here from map 2 of Sir versus Repeat. We're bringing you the last matchup of the day, next to last duel of the day. Still upwards of 100 viewers. Again, appreciate everyone who's been in here for the long haul. Nice full 4 match day coming up. Or I guess finishing up. So Repeat taking map 1 was his map pick. So we're going to try to flip the script in map 2. Direct rocket, though, going to take him down. And this is what we were just saying. Repeat found a lot of success in map 1 in those close range fights with the flak and rockets. This is a very close range map where flak and rockets can be huge. That said, Sir's advantage typically, traditionally, historically would be the mid range, especially with the shock duels. This is also a map where that can come into play. So maybe a matter of playing strength versus strength here. Repeat running around with that extra armor. Sir actually had a combo lined up. Would have been perfect, but just didn't complete it. So a little bit of cat and mouse, not uncommon on this map. It's hard to really just chase down an opponent with blind aggression. You really have to try to ambush them, be a little bit cerebral. Ooh, 3 quick shots coming out on Sir from Repeat. Sir standing in there, still trying to challenge it to get something out of that. Now just trying to escape. He circles back to the 100 armor, and that's going to be a mistake. He actually kills himself with rockets to go negative. Takes out a good chunk of the armor. Oh, and the air rocket by Repeat answers right back. Oh, that's the second direct hit rocket. That'll get him another kill, a belt, and a chance to get a third frag on the board. Somehow, Sir escapes. And gets the sniper shot from below. That was a huge exchange right there. I'm not sure how Repeat let him get away. Sir keeping his eye on it, getting that sniper shot. You can see Repeat knows that Sir is going to want that shock rifle. Sir's no slouch with a sniper rifle either, though, so I think he's definitely happy playing the hit and run game, especially if he's not in control of a map. He'll bounce around, look for easy shots, take them and run, whittle you down. And this is a scenario where he's going to have to do just that. He needs to keep his distance. These rockets have come up huge for Repeat. It's exactly what we were saying. It's going to be basically strength versus strength here. And right now, it's playing out in Repeat's favor. Oh, the combo by Repeat. Just slightly off with the timing. That was a big miss. He's out of position to grab the belt. Now Sir's got the belt in his hand. Hits one sniper shot. He's one sniper away from taking him out. He's over by the 100 armor. He's not even going to go for it. I think he's going to try to go for the kill. He saw Repeat not racing over to it. Picked up Shock. And in the last 30 seconds, Sir has completely flipped map control. Now he's got both armors. He's got the shock rifle in his hands. Again, trying to keep it to be that mid-range battle. You can see Repeat trying to chase him down with rockets. Sir happy to stay mid-range. Shock and sniper range. It's going to be a little trickier on this map than some others to force that kind of fight, though. Oh, there's a sniper off the ground. Repeat damaging himself again with rockets, and there's the follow-up shot by Sir to get the kill. Looking for the spawn kill. He guesses wrong. Only 1 second left. Oh, he doesn't go for the 100 armor. Repeat goes for the follow-up kill. And to answer right back, close range rockets versus Link. He's going to go down again. Belt goes to Sir. Repeat still hasn't picked up that 100 armor. He does grab it right then. You know Sir is waiting for him to get that shock rifle. The question, though, is, yeah, Repeat goes up for the rocket launcher because that's what's been working for him. So Sir was trying to basically play that mind game, right? Was Repeat going to go try to deny the shock, or was he going to go try to pick up his own weapon? Bit of a chess match between these two. Sir only down by 1, not even halfway through this one. Big combo through the wall. There's still decent amount of health. Both players weak now. Who's going to stand in there and take the risk? One shot will take out either one. Who's going to get the first shot off? 43 versus 11. Sir wants to make him think about it. He still has 12 seconds till the belt spawns. He can get himself back up and healed. Kind of surprised to see him take that sniper rifle and give away his position. Oh, big flak ball does damage. Belt is coming up right now. He's around the corner with Link. He chases him off of it, so that flak ball is huge on Sir's side because it chased him off of that belt. Didn't even really have to take a risk to grab it. And now he's in his face with flak, but this is where Repeat... Oh, he's actually been dangerous to himself as well. He kills himself with rockets. We've seen that happen a couple times in this matchup, and now Sir going to be chasing him down with Link. Trying to get this kill. Remember, Sir trying to force a map 3 tiebreaker. And there's the lead right there with the turnaround sniper shot. Not the most sniper-heavy map, but Sir is very comfortable with the mid-range sniping, the peekaboo games, kind of thing you can do in this map. There's a big combo. Takes him down to 55 HP. One snipe would take him out. Sir right now doing everything he can, bouncing and sliding around the map. You saw him damage himself there. That way he can deny that health. Unfortunately for him, Repeat had already gotten up to health, and the combo pins him against the wall, finishing him up with the primary. I don't think he did hear them spawn. Okay, I didn't know if he heard him spawn there. Trying to cut him off and get another point on the board. Belt is Sir's, and he is completely on a roll right now. He has flipped the map control and is running with it. Nice patient shot there by Sir, lining it up. 2-frag lead, still not comfortable, not something you want to rest on. Ooh, on this map, almost ate a ton of damage from that flak ball. I think he took a little bit of splash damage. Now Sir here trying to decide how risky does he want to be. Oh, he negates that 100 armor. Pretty good combo there. Didn't expose himself too much. He's still got 10 seconds till the belt spawns. Oh, Repeat, though, getting the rocket launcher in his hands and up close. This is where Repeat wants to be. Nice shots, 3 in a row by Sir, and that's what he can do in that close range. And a rocket right off the spawn, and another one to take him out and get the belt. That was a big exchange there by Sir to try to close this map out. 2 kills with what could have been dicey situations. So at 2.5 minutes to go, I'm going to go on board with Repeat. He's got to make up 4 kills now. He's been in so many situations this map where one shot, one way or the other, made the difference. In the beginning, it was all Repeat. Sir came storming back. Repeat's killed himself or damaged himself a couple times with rockets. Killed himself at least once. Sir's done a great job, though, of keeping things long range, or, you know, I guess medium range on this map. Early on, you saw Repeat get in his face with flak and rockets, win a couple fights. Again, it's strength versus strength on this map. Kind of interesting. We've even seen scenarios where one player goes for shock, the other goes for rockets. And they just meet right back in the middle. And I think that kill right there will probably do it. Repeat. Gonna probably be looking at staring on the barrel of the clock at this point. Less than 2 minutes to go. 6 frags on Leah. Not gonna be easy to take control of. Okay, I see that 9 deaths for Repeat. Only 7 kills for Sir. That's because 2 of those kills were inflicted by himself. I think one of them was a trade, if I'm not mistaken, but one of them he definitely killed himself. So, I mean, again, you know, we've said both players can be streaky. Sir has hit multiple sniper and shock shots in a row at times, and then missed some easy shots at other. Repeat has been deadly with his rockets at times, and then sometimes deadly to himself with rockets at others. So very curious to find out what happens with map 3. Both players are super dangerous. I have no idea, honestly. Not shocking to see both of them take their map picks. I think Sir really favors this map. I don't know so much about what Repeat favors, but definitely looked very smooth on solo. Clearly knew the map very well, very comfortable in it. A nice tracking shot there to end the map off. I think we're going to stick in this hub for map 3, so won't have to do any more bouncing around. Should be getting right back into it. So Repeat may be trying to fight his way into a bit of a groove. Knows he doesn't really have time to come back in this one, but getting a couple kills in the end can kind of like reset your brain, get your warm back up to start the next map, especially jumping into a map 3. You definitely don't want to be reeling from the last loss as well. You know, don't let one loss beat you twice, as PE teachers and coaches around the country like to say. Some real coaches probably say that as well, right? So, all right, these two splitting maps, really not surprising. This whole matchup has just been back and forth, player to player, team to team. These two teams very well matched. Ooh, ASDF. So this is this is a good tiebreaker because everyone is familiar. One of the first dual maps that people really played in this game. No secrets on this one. Pretty well balanced, definitely vertically oriented, so one where rockets can rain down from above, but I would say this one, well, we'll see what happens, we'll put it that way. Players are readied up, we're jumping right into this one, and here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with the last map between these two. Oh, they've traded a quick kill by Repeat. We're back on board with him to see what he can try to do to jump on Sir early on. Oh, and a nice combo from behind. Repeat right now. Finding success in a different place. In the first two matches, or first two maps rather, he really found his advantage in the close range combat, forcing rocket flak duels up close. Sir had been winning the long range hit scan aim battles, as well as some of the prediction like combo type battles. Maybe prediction rockets going Repeat's way, but now up to a 3-0 lead. Just relentless as Repeat catching him off the spawn. And this is actually critical for someone as streaky as Sir, who can really, you know, turn it on. You got to try to throw him off his game and make him uncomfortable. And Repeat right now, not only controlling the shock rifle, but using it very effectively, basically playing the game Sir wants to play and forcing him to get out of his comfort zone. Oh, bouncing around. Repeat pulls out the rockets, trying to pull out what he was doing earlier in the game. Both players one big shot away from death. 100 armor did spawn right by them. Oh, Repeat misses the jump. That's going to give Sir a chance to get up there, and he misses the combo. Two quick, minor, but important mistakes by Repeat there. Missing the jump and then missing the combo allows Sir to grab that 100 armor and maybe push him off of the shield belt coming up here as well. There you go, shield belt for Sir off of that exchange. Big turnaround, still a 4 frag lead for Repeat, but Sir now with an opportunity to try to flip control back around in his favor. Ooh, just misses that one on his side. There's so many ways to bait your opponent into shot traps on this map. And Repeat, you can see his strategy right there, diving right up into Sir's face, not running away, not trying to avoid the link or anything, just to make him uncomfortable. Ooh, that rocket, very close on Repeat, doesn't do any damage though, and now Sir going to be playing a little bit defensively for a while, as Repeat actually did a really nice job fighting his way back into that one after losing map control. 100 armor goes to him. Sir back up to 100 HP, but pinned into the corner down to 36. Oh, and a killing spree by Repeat with the nice combos. Repeat looking to try to stay on top and keep Sir on his heels. We're not even halfway through this one, so definitely not comfortable with just a 5 frag lead. Close range fight, Rockets versus Flak, and again, Repeat wins that one. I don't know if Sir has beaten him in a toe-to-toe short range fight yet in this entire matchup. It's definitely been an advantage for Repeat, and now he's feeling very comfortable with his movement, with his aim. The problem with trying to flip that around, if you try to play something long range like that, hit and run, you know, long range poke game with the sniper rifle, like if Sir tried to basically change the flow of combat, it's a slower paced game, and it's something that you're going to start running out of time if you're trying to make up a deficit. Sir just misses with the rocket there. I like the idea. You saw what he was going for. 100 armor up. Kind of surprised to see Sir take that long. He baits him out though and gets a rocket into him. Hits him around the corner. Repeat down to 34 HP. This could be Sir's opportunity to try to crack this one open and get something going. We'll switch to his perspective. He gives up the 50 armor. Kind of surprised by that. Oh, he's out of ammo. He has no weapons to fight with right now. And that's, well, there you go. That's what happens when you're in control of the map like Repeat there. You get the luxury of forcing your opponent to run away. All he had was a rocket launcher, ran out of ammo, and nothing else to really do there. So halfway through this one, Sir gonna have a tough time getting anything going. You can see he's got the link gun, just can't even really get weapons under his belt. Now the problem with this map, if you're a shock-oriented player, is that shock rifle is right dead in the center. It's not very difficult to control from the standpoint of getting to it. Everywhere it goes, weapons are gone, right? Like sniper rifle's gone, shock rifle's been controlled. So right now, Sir is basically no threat to Repeat. He's trying to run around and stack back up. He doesn't have any ammo to actually push him away with. And that was huge, though. Grabbing that rocket launcher, going to give him some ammo, and the ability to fight back and be, again, a threat. Right? The last couple minutes, Repeat's been able to just dive right at him with no repercussions. There's one big rocket. There's another one. Repeat now actually down to 70 HP in a bit of a dangerous spot. And you see that shock rifle still not spawning. I don't know if I've ever seen Sir go this long without a shock rifle in his hands. Again, out of ammo. Just desperately waiting for that shock rifle. Repeat knows it. Finally, he gets one. Oh, big combo around the corner. Unfortunately for Sir, again, out of ammo. He's got shield belt in front of him, but running out of time, and all he has is goo to fight with. So Sir with a nice combo. You saw what he was going for with that prediction. Hasn't really been having much luck with those prediction combos this game. And the close range fight here by Repeat, that could do it. There is a concession. Repeat just super shiesty on that map. So another point to DW, tying it up 2 points apiece in this matchup. Another tiebreaker as well. So one duel left to go. These teams dead even all matchup. All right, so one more duel. We are almost done closing out the match week. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. That last time they started on New York, so they can move to the European server for the tiebreaker, or for the second map and tiebreaker. We'll see if they do that again or if they bounce back and forth. In any case, I'm going to take myself one last break, refresh my drink. I'll be back here in just a couple minutes to kick off the last match of the day. Thanks everyone for sticking with us. Still almost 100 viewers. One of our biggest match days we've had in a while. So again, thanks everyone for hanging out. We still got one game left to go to essentially break the tie. I mean, both DW and Mesa, 2 points apiece. We expected these teams to be even, and it is just proven to be everything we hoped for. So hopefully that continues in this last duel, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes. All right. This last match brought to you by Vegan Ice Cream, helping you survive through the hellish temperature summer we've got coming through us this coming week. We'll definitely be cuddling it as much as possible. And also, shout out to Rainbow Sprinkles, the original Instagram food. They taste like crap, they ruin the texture of everything they go on, but they make your food look prettier to everyone else. All right, looks like server is up. We are jumping in. Last duel of the day. Here we go. Last.
Hail to the king, baby.
Last versus Alpha. This will close us out. They're ready to go, and we'll be jumping right into this one. Map 1 will be solo. All right, players are ready. And here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the last match of the day between these two, and between any two, really. Alpha versus Last to close us out. DW versus Mesa. Been as even as any matchup we've seen in UTPL so far. Split 4v4. 2v2 went to a third map tiebreaker. The first duel went to a third map tiebreaker. We'll see what Last and Alpha can bring us to close out the day. Each team has taken 2 points so far. Gives you an indication of just how close this one has been and how closely matched they are in the whole. So that extra point could be critical. It's something that we keep an eye on as the season progresses. I mean, we're going to end the season with the playoff, but seeding could be so important. This match right now, this difference of 1 point between one team and another here, it could dictate where they get seated. Ooh, big combo there to answer right back. Alpha gonna take that belt. Last gonna grab the 100 armor, so nice response there to get himself back up. And grabs a sniper rifle, so Last actually a pretty good reaction off the spawn. Alfred tried to bait him towards that 50 armor, but of course when he just grabbed that 100, really doesn't do him any good. So that 50 is actually just going to be hanging out there. Alfred's going to grab it. I'm actually a little surprised by that because he doesn't really get any benefit from it, but he gives up his positioning, or excuse me, he announces his positioning rather. He has a free grab of the 100 armor here, but again with the 150 under his belt, he didn't actually benefit from that other than the information, so he will know the timing of it. The Last won't necessarily. Big combo followed up with a rocket. Oh, he rockets himself in the face, so back to pretty much even health and armor. We do have 5 seconds till this belt spawns. Last's going to be on top. Might be chasing Alpha away here. Alpha with a tie game early on might be willing to concede that belt. Remember, he's going to have timing of this vest. Last may not necessarily know exactly when it spawns since it got delayed just a little bit. In fact, he still may not have heard it taken, so Alpha may have sole control of that information. Grabbing those vials. Look at how big it is to grab those vials. 155 health. Even with an armor disadvantage, I can completely erase that difference. Rockets bouncing him around. Both players were so stacked. Alpha finally gets the kill. Down to 48 HP. Last off the spawn. Gonna chase him down with Link Gun. Might be able to get the retaliation. Oh, but he doesn't. One extra rocket takes him out. And with that 100 armor on top, Alpha will be safe off of that one. So a big risk by Last. They're going for the chase down. Instead, gives up a second kill and doubles that deficit. Ooh, combos can't split the rockets. Takes some damage. Last with some more rockets. I think those maybe hit him from below the grate. Kind of an awkward angle there, but in any case, Alpha on the run. Last finally with a bit of an opportunity to play Hunter instead of Hunted, and finally gets control of that 100 armor. So map control flipping just a little bit. It's going to be Last's turn to try to make something happen. Alpha on the run, back up to 67 HP. So not looking too bad as Alpha. 50 armor in his pocket. That will allow him to stand in there and fight if he wants to. There's one peak shot. If he can get another, this could actually be dangerous for Last. I'm surprised he's standing in there and taking this fight. There he goes, backs away. Belt is up. He knows he's going to be having to fight off. Oh, and there's that shot. And that was the danger of what he was lined up there for. Now, that said, Last is in position here to take this belt if he knows it spawns. I think Alpha actually missed the jump. I don't think he meant to go down there like that. He basically gave a free belt up. Did take up that shock rifle, but certainly don't think he wanted to give a belt to Last right there. Oh, the mid-air link draining him down. Look at that, completely melting him. The primary there was huge, 40 damage. I think he maybe got 80 off of that. Link chase down, oh, right there, but Alpha hitting shot after shot, relentless, taking him down with 25 HP. A couple more ticks of damage would have killed him. Last getting a little bit unlucky in some of these fights, but Alpha, credit him for hitting those clutch shots under pressure. Oh, close range hit scan again. Alpha under a lot of pressure from that link gun. This time he decides to back away. Last gets in his face, so has him down to 20 HP. And again, Alpha with the clutch shot. Less than 25 health again with the link on him, and he hits that one last shot. Ooh, actually balled himself right there. He's got to be lucky, or got to feel lucky that he was able to grab that health before that happened. Then he chases down Last with the link. Even when Alpha makes a mistake right now, it's working out in his favor. He's playing well and also getting a little bit lucky, and anyone will take that. Last right now trying to challenge that shield belt. He may have actually pushed him away. Alpha drops down again, and that may have been more of a decision to bait him into that combo. Takes a little bit of damage, but Last really not getting the best of him there. And Last seems to be struggling to close the gap on Alpha. Alpha able to bait him, and again, close range link. I think we've seen 3 fights now where Alpha has link on him and somehow manages to come out with the kill. Last finally gets the kill with it. Now he's going to be chasing him down. He has to convert these into multiple kills now. Time is running low. Can't be fighting for one fight at a time. He's got to get, got to get a spawn kill. One more shot will do it. He's got the mid-air link right on top of his face, and now Alpha gives up a kill with 35 HP left on Last's side, so turnabout fair game, I suppose. And now both players super weak. One pistol shot would have taken him down. Interesting move there to see Last, so keep that in mind. Last deciding to go back to the belt rather than chase down that kill. Alpha had 30 HP, I think. Was it less? Was it 20? In any case, was super weak. Last maybe could have taken another point off the board. Instead, backed up to take map control. Not necessarily the wrong decision, but a critical one. Big combo comes out. Oh, the close range flak ambush by Alpha. Nice job to escape it by Last. Looks like he may go down there. Nice combo to get some damage. Needs a follow-up. He saw that smiley face whizzing by his face. Alpha just trying to bait him, daring him to chase him down. Knows time is on his side. Oh, Last runs out of ammo there with the shock rifle. Not able to combo that ball and try to catch him around that corner. 10 seconds till the belt spawns. Last trying to make something happen in the last 2 minutes. He's in position for the belt. Peak sniper shot by Alpha. He can maybe get another shot on him, but he still gives up the belt. And Last, if he can get over to these health bubbles, will be in pretty good position, but he has to be aggressive now. Oh, he guessed wrong. Alpha backs up with that 100 armor. No reason to be aggressive, and now he's just on the run. You can actually run very effectively on this map if you know all of the movement. And Alpha may be doing just that for 90 seconds. Oh, actually jumps right in his face. Close range battle, and Alpha seals the deal with that flat primary. I think that's going to do it, and map 1 going to go to DW. minutes ago. We'll take a quick peek at the scoreboard, and you can see Last actually dominating that shield belt. Alfred, though, with almost double the damage. And so much of that damage came in those clutch moments. When we looked in the first half of the match, there were so many fights where Last was one shot away, and Alfred just hit that clutch shot. He maybe had the link gun trained on him, and hit the sniper shot, hit the shock primary, just was able to survive. And there you go. There's the concession. Ever since then, it was just front running, and Last unable to close that gap. All right, switching hubs one more time. We'll be jumping over to New York. An Alabama server. I mean, it's kind of old hat to make Alabama jokes, but just, I've never seen a server hosted in Alabama before.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, so map 2, we mentioned in the last matchup, ASDF, no secrets to anyone. Everyone's going to be comfortable on it. Some people certainly prefer it more than others. But here we go. This could be the last map of the day, or it could lead us into another tiebreaker between these two teams. And we will find out. Players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you Last versus Alpha. Map 2, we just saw Alpha hang on solo. Last just couldn't hit those last second critical shots. Alpha hanging in there. Multiple fights where he ends up winning with less than 50 HP, sometimes less than 20. Clutch shots making the difference there and really being the reason he's up one map to nothing. So now, Last trying to win this map to force a tiebreaker. Alfred trying to lock up the last point of the matchup and come out on top 3 points to 2 between these two teams. Remember, every point matters in the rankings. Ooh, that shock ball behind Alfred. You saw Last had him lined up for a combo. Didn't connect. Would have been a big, big damage boost for him, but instead, Alfred still in control, backing up into that shield belt. Last trying to grab that 100 armor, but it's delayed a little bit. And Alfred knows that now. He's going to push in and push him around the map, and now Last in a very tricky spot back there eats a combo. That's actually a really, really beautiful combo there by Alfred. Threaded that needle. We saw him hit the primary. That was a very difficult shot. Rockets coming up and just missing, but Alpha right now putting a lot of pressure on Last. Last up close with the flat, can't make it connect, and Alfred, if he can get this 100 armor, will be in great position to continue this run. Does give up the shock rifle, but too quick. Rockets has him down to 2 HP. Splash damage all over the place. Last trying to stand in and give chase, but so weak after that fight. Alpha at 41 HP, but the 150 armor on top gonna give him a lot more survivability to stand in there and try to push him off of this next 100 armor spawn. Saw it around the corner. He's actually probably gonna, yeah, he's gonna back up. Didn't go over to it, but eats a combo up top. Last breaking him down with rockets, has him down to 10 HP. And those are the kind of fights that Last couldn't finish off in the first map. Those are the kind of fights Alpha was somehow able to come away with the win. And there we go, the chase down with the Link. Can he turn it into 2 points? He needs one more shot. 10 HP. Turns the corner, just bulldozes him. Last, putting it all on the line. Comes out on top and pulls within one. Has him lined up and ties him with that combo up top. Has the respawn right in front and slightly guesses wrong. He thought he was going to go left. He went right. And now he has to be careful here. He doesn't want to give one back. But Last, just like that, able to tie this game back up. So last night you see in control on top. Alpha was actually able to scoop up that armor, that 150 shield belt. Big combo up top, erases that advantage. Nice combo by Last. Oh, almost had him caught out again. Big flak. This is the first time we've really seen Last come alive with that flak, and there is the shock combo with the prediction to take him out. Big combo again. These combos are coming up huge. Only has sniper at him, not sure why, but yeah, switches to Link, gets the kill. And the respawn right in front of him. Unfortunate for Alpha. Maybe trying to track down Last and get the kill, but Last able to get that armor, get away. And one more shot would be huge. 50 and 40 health respectively, and Last this time. Just like we said, the first map, Alpha was coming away all those close fights. He was the one who was winning it. This time it's flipped right back around. Last has come right back, hitting all of those key shots, getting away with 30 health, 40 health. We're not even halfway through this one though, so would not shock me to see Alpha stage a comeback, but right now down to 1 HP. Anything will kill him. Oh, almost a pancake right there. Last almost getting some stomp damage, landing on his head, but just lands to the side of him, slowly building up his health. Alpha's been on the run now for a couple of minutes, actually doing a pretty good job of staying alive, and right as I say that, Last finally catches him out. There's so many places you can predict movement with combos, and that's really where Last has been keeping himself on top of this one. Really, I mean, fighting his way back in to start with. Those prediction combos. Been placing them perfectly. We're past the halfway point. Map is completely flipped around, and again, Last trying to stay alive and force a map 3. Who runs out of ammo close range, but he finishes him with a flak ball. That was nice patience there to keep focus there. He ran out of shock ammo. Sometimes that can throw you off a bit. Instead, have the presence of mind to switch to the flak ball. That shock ammo can kind of throw you off. You throw a shock ball out, you're getting ready to combo it, all of a sudden you switch to another weapon. Didn't just randomly fire that next weapon. He had the presence of mind to switch to the flak, use the appropriate tool for the situation. Got the kill, up by 5. And Alpha's still on the run. So Last's gonna go ahead and swoop around, content to play the map at this point. Up by 5 with time ticking down. Doesn't want to give away any easy damage, take any huge risks at this point. I think he's built enough of a lead to feel comfortable. Now it's going to be on Alpha to try to close that gap and try to make something happen. Maybe a headshot here or there. Oh, there's a big opportunity with the Link gun. And Last, with 30 HP, bounces him back and forth, juggling with the flak balls. Extending it to a 6 frag lead. And that may... It's not mathematically over, but I think that may be the one that does it right there. There's the Rampage. 10 straight kills to come back in this one for Last. Looks like we're going to see another map 3. Seems very appropriate given the way these two teams have played. Last, again, looking sharp. I mean, flak in his face, down to 11 HP. Hangs in there. Hits the shots. Look at that, getting chased down by Link again. 21 HP, gets the kill with the rockets. That's the focus. That's the clutch shots that Alpha was hitting in map 1. Turned right back around in map 2. And there we go. Third map tiebreaker for the third time in a row. Last has a point. So we're going to go back to Belgium for one more map, last map of the day, one way or another. These two teams have been giving us every minute of gameplay that they possibly can. But it all comes down to this one map to decide which of these two teams will get that one extra point in the standings, which could be huge for determining seeds by the end of the season.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, so here we go. Map 3 getting started. Alpha versus Last. This will be your tiebreaker. I have no idea what's going to happen here, so let's just buckle up and enjoy the ride. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the last map of the day. Mesa versus DW has been just a coin toss so far. Every single match has gone down to the tiebreaker. No exception here. Last versus Alpha trading maps. All comes down to this one. This will be the one thing that separates these two teams in the standings as far as points are concerned. Each one taking 2 so far. Last early on grabbing that shock rifle. Not really picking up health. I think maybe he was missing that jump. 100 armor going to be so huge to start with, but we've seen both of these players capable of overcoming armor deficits. Going on runs. Nice rocket through the window for Alpha. Ooh, big combo to answer. From Last's perspective, you see Alpha there soaking up those vials. We'll see what Last can do. He's on top of him. One more shot can get a kill. Will he beat him? There it is. You knew Alpha was going to go for shock. You didn't know who would get there first. Would he get there up the jump pad? Couldn't quite make it. Shot comes down from below. Last trying to guess which way he's going. Got to set up the ambush. Oh, he circles bound underneath him. Right in front of him with the flat cannon. Unfortunate. Alpha a little too sneaky for his own good. He kind of out-sneaked himself. And another flak. This time the flak ball. Last looking right in his face. How many times have we seen matchups on this particular map come down to flak and rockets? Two players so shock oriented in some of the prior maps. Lots of combos coming out, prediction shots, pushing people around. Definitely have seen that this map already, but ooh, nice combo there. The fall away too. So he was dodging that flak ball as he tracked that shock ball and hit that combo. It's actually a very difficult shot. So Last right now firmly in control. You can see that stack even picking up a bunch of the vials in this map. 130, actually down to 14 armor. So Alpha doing a great job breaking him down. Ooh, but he jumps in his face. This could be dangerous. Oh, he eats a combo, drops down on Alpha with the kill. So now Alpha with an opportunity. 100 armor's up in 3 seconds. Belt's up in 20. I don't know if he has timing of that 100 armor. He gave up the vest. That's going to allow Last to challenge him now. That said, most of the weapons being scooped up, it's going to be difficult. Last is going to have Link up there versus Rocket. It's going to be tricky for him to make that jump. Oh, and Alfred misses with the rockets. Alfred dove at him, tried to knock him off with those rockets. Misses it. Hits him with the rocket underneath, and both players down less than 50 HP. Last, though, able to grab that belt afterwards and beats him over to that 100. Eats a combo, though, and both players weak yet again. These two have just been playing with fire back and forth in that rocket. A little bit of chip damage down to 5 HP. If that thing is like 2 inches closer, he gets a kill there. And this match is so tense now. Last with a 3-frag lead, but just been back and forth. Both players having less than 25 HP. They're just predicting each other so well. Last, though, catching him in mid-air with those shock primaries. Alfred's going to be on the run. We'll see if Last decides to try to chase him down or just get in position for the shield belt. Alfred's going to challenge him. Shoots him once to knock him down, but this is a dangerous challenge for Alfred. Oh, and he kills himself with the rocket. He takes Last down to 41 HP, but not going to keep him off of that belt. So shield belt going on top of it for Last. Perfectly happy to take that lead and just kind of sit on that armor for now. Get back up to 100 health. Link to Link battle. Alfred doing good damage there, actually. And chasing him down, but a nice fadeaway. That back dodge combo by Last. Only 36 HP, but knocks Alfred down to 55. Big risk for Alfred to decide to challenge here. I think he's going for it right here in the sniper shot by Last. Oh, that's a tough one right there. Alfred's been going for really risky plays to try to break down Last. Try to get that kill, and Last hitting those clutch shots, but he misses one there. He guessed wrong. Alfred finally tracks him down. Pulls within 5 with 5 minutes to go. There's still tons of time in this one, especially as aggressively as these guys are playing. I said it in the other match, Leah can go a couple of different ways. It can be very, very slow and defensive, or it can be actually surprisingly aggressive sometimes. Oh, close range flak Last. Knowing he had that health and armor advantage, and that's really the benefit to that. He can jump in, he can tank that damage. Alfred answering, though, you can see him teabagging the corpse. And some typing by Last, so in a very tense matchup. Some chat coming out. We saw some chatter earlier in the day. Ooh, that flak ball just missing. Last down to 6 HP. Alfred's got 43. Both players, oh, the flak bounces off the back wall to get the kill. He's down to 19 HP and gets another kill. 2 kills with 19 health to pull within 3. And this is what Last was doing to him last match. Surviving when he probably shouldn't. Pulling kills off with it. Alfred's still under 50 HP. Finally gets some health in him. But he gets the bounce off of the back wall with the flak. The instant kill flak ball. He is right back in this one. Alfred now, maybe feeling a little bit cocky with his flak sniping skills, just throwing shots left and right. Not a ton of damage, but it can be really annoying to charge up or to charge into if you want to try to keep your opponent at bay. Ooh, nice combo through there. Gonna knock him down. Doesn't do a ton of damage. That does a bit more. Last on top of Alfred again. And Alfred gonna need to try to find some damage before he wants to engage here. Ooh, almost eats a combo there. Last had him dead to rights. Didn't finish the combo. That knocks him right back into him with the flak out. Both players less than 50 HP. One shot will get a kill here. Last gets it. Takes him down to 3 HP. Last with 3 health. Has to try to run away. Anything by Alfred will kill him. Alfred does take him out with that enforcer and answers right back. Still a 3-frag lead, though. Oh, the fadeaway sniper. You saw what Alfred wanted there. Couldn't make it connect. And loses the belt. That was a huge belt right there. So this is when Last can start thinking about the clock. Almost down to 2 minutes to go. 3-frag lead, and he has that armor advantage. He can try to push him off of this 100 armor. Although 3 quick shot primaries by Alpha will chase him away. He's going after the chase down for the kill. Can't afford to just play the map. Has to try to track him down and get kills. This is a risky play by Alpha, and ooh, just guesses wrong there. Lass is going to circle back around and grab that 100 armor. That was a pretty smart move by Lass. He saw that Alpha abandoned the armor, tried to track him down, almost eats a combo, but he actually dives into the shock ball. Kind of a lucky play there by Lass. There's the combo from below. I think he lost track of Alpha. Nice shot up there. Belt doesn't spawn for 12 more seconds. It's not like there's a desperation fight over it. But Lass down to 80 HP. Oh, that sniper would have been massive. There's one. One more shot could take him down and pull within 1. Belt goes to Lass. That's a big grab. Oh, and Alpha, I don't know if he was doing something clever there, if he just missed a jump. Cost him a few seconds, but sometimes that can actually make you less predictable and work out in your favor. Got to start thinking about the clock here. Lass is still sitting on 150 armor. He's going to get back up to 90 HP. With some vials, he'll be back up to 100 soon. He's going to challenge that 100 armor, but keep in mind, with 150, Lass really doesn't need to fight over that 100 armor vest. All he has to do is stay alive. Oh, big combo around the corner. He guesses right, turns the corner. Rocket misses, and Alpha guessing he would go for 50. He didn't. Lass circling around for that 100 armor, and there's this fight. This is going to be the match right here. If Alpha wants to try to come back, you have to kill him right now. Lass putting out tons of damage, down to 31 HP, and I think with that one, with winning that fight, Lass may have survived because Alpha is going to run out of time very quickly here. If he can, he's basically got one more opportunity to make this happen. It's going to have to come with about 5 seconds left. At the latest, there's one rocket to the face. That opens things up a little bit. Big flak opportunity here, up in his face with flak primary. If he can hit one big shot, he can try to find him off the spawn, but time is ticking down. Rockets bouncing left and right, and Lass puts it away with that rocket. So good games between these two. This matchup has been insane. One of the closest back and forth matchups I think we've ever seen in UTPL. So, whew, a close one there. Back and forth all over the place. Shout out to the players from both teams. And again, keep an eye on both of those teams as we move forward through the season. I'll give you a quick look at the website. Again, that's UTProLeague.com. That's where you'll find all the info. Of course, stuff like this rankings page, you know, will be getting updated, and you'll see things like recaps and predictions and all of that. This is where we were before the match started. Obviously, it'll be getting updated after today's play day. Finally finishing things off. Still just short of 100 viewers. We got a little bit over for a while. Really appreciate everyone hanging out there. Like I was saying before, the schedule for UTPL, it's going to be every Sunday until the season ends. So about 6, 7 more